Good morning, happy Good Friday, and happy Easter bank holiday long weekend. Yay, the first long weekend of 2026, and I am definitely planning on making the most of this. Yes, I have a long to-do list as always, but there's one job that is pressing and must be the first job that I at least start on this weekend. I've got 4 days off. Sorry, can't count. 4 days off. Saturday is already spoken for because I'm doing a yoga teacher training on Saturday. However, that gives me 3 days to get shizzle done. But like I say, the biggest job, the most pressing one is the chickens. So our chickens are now harassing our next door neighbour. They are at the point where they're going to be planting out their homegrown fruit and veg. They've prepped their beds. Of course, the chickens went right in there and started scratching it out. So I got a message yesterday. Even though my husband warned me last week, he said, you're going to have to do something about the chickens soon and keep them out of next door's garden. And I was like, yep, I will. I will build a fence around the garden, which I've been saying for about 5 or 6 years now and never done it. So the plan, as a temporary measure until I get the fence built in another 6 years maybe, is to build a bit of a run on the side of their current coop and pen, because I feel bad for cooping them up in their current pen. There's 17 chickens now, and yeah, I don't want to keep them all in a very small area. It's only going to cause aggro. So I'm going to build a pen on the side, or a run on the side of the pen anyway. I'm not looking forward to it because the weather is not very good, but I have to get out there and I have to make a start on this. So let's just get on with it and see how far we get. 3 days, long to-do list, but it is a bank holiday weekend and those are meant to be spent out in the garden regardless of the weather. So let's crack on with it all now. This may be a long video, I'm warning you now in advance. So either get a glass of wine or 3, or a cup of tea, or a cup of coffee, or a cup of cacao, or whatever it is that you want to sit and drink while you're watching this. I'm just preparing you well in advance. Okay, right, thank you, let's move on. Look at my poor babbies in prison. So I'll quickly run through what my idea is. So here is the area where I was going to build the new coop. Well, I'm still going to do that because this is only going to be a temporary measure. And probably just for the springtime. But anyways, so I'm going to build basically another run from this edge here of the pen across towards the back and then back to here and then across to the back end of the coop. I'll keep this little spare duck coop in there. Spare duck coop, it was just a little additional coop. It used to be where the ducks lived actually, but then they had babies and so we had to move them in with the chickens. But anyway, I will move that right to the back so it still gives them a little bit of interest there. And it just gives them a little bit more space rather than keeping them locked up. Bless them. I'm going to go and give them a treat now though, just to say sorry. It's their own fault. They're all ASBOs. You've all been given an ASBO. Look at them, they're too cute. Now you all know I don't want to have to pay for anything. I'm not going to steal it, mind, but I'm basically going to try and do this with materials that I've already got in the garden, trying to live as sustainably as possible. I'm not wanting to get into the habit of, if you need something, just go out and buy it, when you know you can save money and recycle products or materials that you've got lying around instead. Yeah, I have to try and do that and not just be going out and wasting money, being a huge consumer when I don't want to be. So I have got stuff lying around the garden. I've got posts that I'm going to have to hammer in, and I have got some, it's not chicken wire, I can't remember what it's called now, it's the bigger one with the squares rather than chicken wire. So hopefully there's enough of that to create this pen. If not, I'm sure I'll fashion something else, but we can but try. I've put another one of those feeders in for them, so hopefully that'll occupy their wee brains for a while. I had to show you this because it's just too damn cute how they walk up the path. And then they turn into lemmings. Plop. Plop. I absolutely did not have the patience for that. Time to pass. Okay, I've changed my mind so many times now, but I've decided to do away with the great big posts. And since I don't have an awful lot of chicken wire, it's not chicken wire, but you know what I'm on about. I'm gonna, I think, oh goodness, I'm gonna attach, oh hang on finger, I'm gonna attach some of that fencing to this post, the other end to this post, and then bring it out as far as I can across here with those two tiny little posts. In fact, I'm not going to lie, I'm actually thinking about giving up altogether and just keeping them in there. Oh, I don't know what to do. This is really frustrating. I don't have the materials I need and I'm refusing to go and buy them. The best solution would be to, oh look at the duckies going for a wee stroll, would be to build a fence up this wall here, but I definitely don't have the materials I need for that, and then that would stop the chickens going into my neighbour's garden. That's the long-term plan, but short-term I'm just a bit stumped at the minute. I'm stumped. Please send help. And wine. Yeah, I know what I want to do. I know the solution, and that is to move somewhere that's really remote, where I've got no close neighbours. And then I can have as many animals as I want, and I could even have some roosters again. Not that my neighbours complained about the roosters. They only complained when we had 5 roosters at a time and they were literally crowing. I think she counted every 17 seconds. I could understand why that would get on someone's nerves after a while. Personally, I never really noticed it, and I loved my roosters and I loved them crowing, but I can understand why people wouldn't, so I get that. But yeah, I would just like to live somewhere really remote where I could just have chickens free roaming all the time, because I feel horrible keeping them cooped up. But I mean, they're just pecking away and stuff. They seem happy enough, so I don't know why I'm stressing about it. I just want them to be as happy as possible, you know, especially the rescue ones, because they were kept in a shed, for goodness sake. And you know, when they came here, it must have felt like they'd won the lottery. Not that they know what the lottery is, but you know what I mean. So anyway, I want to keep people happy as well. I don't want to cause any aggro between neighbours, not at all. I really like both my neighbours, like both sides, and I get on really well with them, and I want it to stay that way. So I've got to do something anyway. And sitting on my ass isn't achieving that, but I'm quite happy to sit on my ass for a couple of minutes and just stare and hope that the solution comes to me. Come on, universe, give me my solution, please, thank you. Okay, I've had my lunch, had a cup of coffee, and I've had a quick chat with Richie, because I couldn't make up my mind what I was going to do. So anyway, we've had a chat and we've decided that basically stop fannying on with making temporary solutions and actually let's just put the permanent solution into place. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build the fence up the side of the garden that stops the chickens from heading next door. And then the job's done, isn't it? Problem is this does involve buying something. So I'm about to start basically just using up what we've got for the time being, and then we'll have to buy stuff. However, probably not going to get it all done this weekend. We have got some posts, but not as many as we need. Just need to sort of gather everything together, figure out what we need to buy, and then get on with it. But yeah, long-term plan. Let's just put it into action now. But for the meantime, the birds will just have to stay in the pen. So at least my morning has not been completely wasted. Completely, anyway. And the rain's starting now. Fantastic. Brilliant. Well, this does not look pretty. And as you can see, I didn't even have enough to finish it to that post there. So this is where I'm at. So it's at least partly secured. Partly. So yeah, it's better than now. Reduce, reuse, recycle, or make it look as shabby as you possibly can. You decide. That's as good as it's going to get without actually going out and buying stuff. And you know what? I don't care how shabby it looks as long as it does the job. So I did not record any of that because I knew it was going to be a really fiddly job, and I knew I was going to get my ass out several times, which I did. And I swore rather a lot. And I'd rather you didn't see that side to me. So yeah, I didn't record it. But as far as I'm concerned, it's done. At least that part. So that's all of about what, 15 foot, 20 foot max. Now we just got to figure out what we're going to do with the rest of the wall. I've planted a wee tree there, don't know if you can see it. One that I've been saving to plant up down here, and a tiny, tiny, tiny wee one there. And now the rain started. Bad. Oh. Just like that, it's Sunday. So happy Sunday, happy Easter Sunday. Eggs in the background, been cleaning the table. So yeah, just doing housework this morning. Did my yoga teacher training yesterday, thoroughly enjoyed that. And today it's back to normal, so I'm starting off with housework, and then I'm going to see if I can get out in the garden. I can't do any more with regard to the fence down the side of the garden, so I need more materials for that, so that's probably going to have to wait till next week now. But what I can probably do today is start putting the posts in for the fence that's going up in front of the flower bed to keep the dogs out of there, stop them pooping in my flower bed. But yeah, this morning is just literally going to be housework because that needs doing. That wasn't forecast. Good morning, happy bank holiday Monday, just like that. Miraculously, it's Monday morning now. I had planned on doing so much yesterday, but that all went horribly wrong. I've just been sat here thinking about it, and I can honestly say I don't think I've ever been affected by a full moon before, but I'm pretty sure there was a full moon over the weekend, and I think it may have affected me. Yeah, I had a total meltdown yesterday, an absolute meltdown. So the only thing I got done was literally housework and washed my hair and got the birds cleaned out. Other than that, I did nothing yesterday, which is really disappointing because I had so much to do, but I think that was the problem. I wanted to do so much, there's so much that still needs doing in the house and in the garden. Some things are more urgent than others, but I don't know, I think it just got to me and I just become so overwhelmed by everything that needs doing and just had a complete meltdown. So that wasn't helpful, was it? So it just goes to show you that overwhelm achieves nothing. I don't even feel better for it. But yeah, today's a new day and I'm trying my best to muster up some enthusiasm to get on with things. And again, I just do not have any enthusiasm today and I don't know why. So I've decided that if all I get done today is get my my plants potted on, my vegetable plants potted on, if that's all I get done today, then at least I'll have achieved something. But I think maybe my issue is with constantly trying to achieve something and not accepting that actually you can just take a day's rest. Oh dear, what a world. Anyways, this isn't getting anything done. I'm sitting on my second cup of coffee and just procrastinating about what I need to do today, but thought I'd share with you what happened yesterday. So, first things first, last night I ordered some more seeds. I can't remember what, oh yeah, chili peppers, jalapenos, and some courgette seeds. And I also, is it courgette? Courgette? I'm Scottish, I say things differently. And I also ordered a lime plant tree thing. Now I'm growing a lemon downstairs, but I know that I can't leave citrus plants outside. I've had 2 lemon trees and one basically didn't survive its first winter here and the second one didn't survive its second winter. So I know that I can't grow them outside. So I was saying to Richie, you know, running out of space downstairs in the kitchen windowsill. I'm going to have to start moving stuff out to the greenhouse, but I still think it's too cold outside. And then he stated the blindingly obvious that I hadn't even thought of, and that was, why don't you use the living room windowsill? And I was like, why didn't I think of this before? Here it said windowsill. It's huge. So how I didn't think of this before, I have no idea. So the problem I've got is that when we got the place insulated and replastered, look, it's minging. It's absolutely minging because the dogs like to jump up here. But anyways, we need to get, this is one of the things that we need to do that we just haven't done yet. It's all time and it's all money, but we need to get new windowsills in here. However, we'll just work with what we've got for the time being. So as long as I don't get that wet, we should be okay. So I've prepped the windows, I've cleaned the windows, got the dog snot off the windows, because this is part of our problem, that the 2 beardies in particular love to get up on this windowsill and one of the other windowsills. It's very frustrating. So yeah, that's why it's also dirty, but obviously I can't wash that down because it's just plaster now. But anyways, I've cleaned the windows so that it will get maximum light, and this is honestly such a warm spot, especially in the summer. It's really, really warm up here anyway. So I think this is going to be ideal for growing citrus plants, some of the tomatoes, some of the peppers, and we'll see what else ends up in this windowsill. But yeah, I can't believe I never thought of it. Absolutely perfect. Let's get stuff potted on and plopped up here so that it gets maximum light, maximum warmth, and hopefully maximum yield. I've just raided the recycling, so from here on in I'm going to be keeping all yogurt pots and all of the meat containers as well. So I'm going to get them cleaned up now, and these are going to be tomato or pepper planters. No holes in the bottom, but obviously I'll have to keep an eye when I'm watering them so I don't overwater them. But yeah, reduce, reuse, recycle. Let's do this. Also, totally random, but I want to give a shout out to 2 of my wonderful neighbours, Paul and Christine. Hello there, how are you doing? I bumped into them the other day while I was out walking Jewel, and it's always nice to see them, and I know that they watch all of my videos by their own admission because they're nosy and they like to know what's going on, but still it's always nice to A, have nice neighbours, and B, have people that watch your channel and then talk to you about it. So I absolutely love that. So thank you to both of you guys. Hope everything's going good. Wish us luck for tomorrow, which is when our electric company come out and hopefully finally sort out our smart meter. Thank you very much, Paul, for having that bromance with Richie so that we could get that off the ground. Thank you. Very much appreciated. 12 of the cherry tomato plants potted on. They'll be going upstairs. And over here, excuse the mess, oh it is a mess. I've potted on the watermelons here, and I've just put this coriander in a bigger pot because it was drying out really quickly. Wanting to show you my little random seeds that are growing. Looking really good, that one is. Nothing from the avocado yet. Look at my sweet corn. I had to uncover it because it was trying to poke through the cling film that I'd wrapped in. Nothing from the avocado this side, and another little random seed that I planted. Got the peppers over here now, and still waiting on all of the seeds that are in the cloche. Nothing from them, but that is exciting. I like that a lot. Ta-da! More space for growing veg. I'm loving it. And while I'm here, just having a wee look and noticing that all the trees are in bud now, and it won't be long before I can't see the bottom of the garden again now. I don't think you can see it on the video, however, if I point down, oh, there, that's where the beck is. Oh, now all you can see is my finger. Brilliant. Anyways, that's where the beck is, and soon we won't be able to see all the way down there. And I think I'm calling that the end of the weekend there. I've been out for a walk with Jewel. I've got to teach a yoga class later tonight, but it's back to work as normal tomorrow. So I think what I've learned this weekend is be gentle on yourself. Sometimes being productive isn't the thing to do. Sometimes you just need to take a chill, and that's what I've learned this weekend. Also, it's difficult when you've got a full-time job and you teach yoga in your spare time as well. So you're trying to squeeze all this stuff into weekends, long weekends. At some point or another, it is going to get too much. So yeah, let this be a lesson to you. When you need to chill and have a rest, chill and have a rest. I hope you've had a really good bank holiday weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.